Okay, so we're here in a new game for the channel today, and this might be the best dungeon game Roblox has ever seen. And honestly, it's actually quite exciting. This game honestly is just kind of crazy. Of course, it is called Adventure Tale, and yeah, let's just get straight into it, what you can actually do. So basically, there's honestly tons of different things to go through. There's obviously all types of different dungeons, as you can see on the screen. There's also a leveling system as well that we'll get into in a little while. You can also play it with other people as well, or you can just go in solo, which is really cool. There's quests to do, and you can also highlight these quests so you can actually see them like properly and stuff like that, which is cool. You can make a party, so you can go in with like loads of different players, and I think there's a game pass somewhere where you can have 20 different players in one party, which is kind of crazy, so that's really cool. You have your inventory, which we will go through in a little while as well. There's the store, where you can get all sorts of different cosmetics and things like that, as well as like a monkey costume. And then there's also the normal store, where you can also buy these things that aren't on the daily store. So the daily store is basically all the things that are on the store, but at a discounted price, which is cool. All the different game passes as well, from increased loot, custom plus, there's all sorts of different classes as well. All these are kind of crazy. Right now I am using the staff class, which is a two-handed, slow, long-range magic weapon with medium damage, and basically it's really good just for basically like kind of staying away from the action, but it's really strong, I think. And there's all sorts of different things. You can be a shield and a sword, you can be a dagger person, you could be a book, which is basically like an attackless weapon armed with a variety of spells. Books that are perfect for the mage who can't stop casting. Basically, there's a tower shield, so like if you want to be the brute of the team who takes all the damage. And then also there's this thing here called the Aya gems, which is basically like the currency sort of thing in the game, like the special version of the currency, which is really cool. There is a trading list here, as you can see, which is also really cool, and then the settings are just all the usual things. You can have a title, which I don't think I have any. I think right now the only one is a beta tester, which I don't actually have. You can also change the cape physics, the volume of the music, like so, which is really cool. The effects and all that good stuff. Party invites, you can turn everything off. There's all sorts of different, you can turn off the shadows if you're lagging a little bit, which is really cool. Turn off the sun rays as well if you are lagging a little bit. Particles, all that good stuff. You can even show the ping somewhere in the top here, which is really cool as well. So I'm actually going to turn that on because I didn't even know that existed. But yeah, there's all sorts of different things to go through, even just in the settings alone. As you can see over here, there's endless things, and there's the leaderboards as well. Solo endless. Someone's gone on this for 4 hours straight, which is kind of crazy. And as you can see over here, there's a 7+ players endless, and that lasted for around half an hour, which is pretty cool. So yeah, honestly, this game has a lot to go through, and we're still not done yet. This is literally only just a lobby. There's a bank over there where you can exchange your Aya gems for actual coins, and you need to use coins for quite a lot of things. You can customize your character over here, such as the hair, the colour of the clothing and things like that as well, which is really cool. There's a codes and rewards. There is a couple codes somewhere. I'll probably make another video on that at some point. There's a starter shop as well, where you can actually just go ahead and buy all different sorts of weapons and stuff like that as well, which is really cool. You don't have to buy those weapons though. I'd kind of just recommend going through all of the dungeons and things. Here is probably the main thing I think in the game right now, is the fusion catalyst, where you can actually upgrade some of your items. So basically, as you can see right now, I have my staff. At the moment, it is currently a rare staff, which is pretty cool. And what I can go ahead and do, usually there's like these like gems that you can get. I got mine from codes, and you can put those gems into here and basically like level it up. Or you can just use some of your leftover things like this, as you can see, just putting them all in. Obviously, they're not giving me much experience because they are all like level 1 and stuff, so it's not that great. However, once you do like level these things up, you get a lot of power. And let me just quickly back out of this right now and just quickly have a look at in my inventory. Right now, my staff is called the Staff of Whispers. It does 71 damage, and it also has a crit chance of 4%. And it has a knockback of 20, which is pretty good, and a spell power of plus 41. Your spells are all these things down here as well, which I'll show off when we get into the dungeons. You have like hats and things. You can have armor. So as you can see, this bandolier, it gives me a plus 10 health, and also gives me plus 6 ranged weapon power, which means that it actually helps with my staff as well, which is pretty cool. And we also have this skull cap, which again is helping with my staff, which is always really good. There's all sorts of different things. There's these potions where you can like heal yourself, and you might be able to do more damage or something. There's these like kind of necklace things that you can put on yourself, which you can't actually equip on your person. You have to actually equip them down here in these slots. However, I already have this small magic shard, which actually gives me plus 22 spell power and another plus 11%, which is really good as well. And there's just all sorts of different things. So instead of me kind of just going through it all like here, how about we just get straight into one of the dungeons. Now you can go over here into this green play, or you can just come up here and press this like kind of thing over here. And right now I am, I think, level 9, so I can go into either this normal goblin cave or this easy enchanted forest. I'm just going to go into the goblin cave because it is a little bit easier to show off all the stuff. So yeah, let's just get into it with what the goblin cave has to offer. Alright, so we've just loaded into the goblin cave. And as you can see right now, we are basically on our own in this little dungeon. It says waiting for players 1. And as soon as we go over here, the dungeon starts, the creepy music starts, and I can go ahead then and start attacking things. And a really good thing about this staff, it has a really long range. So it's really powerful. I can hit a lot of things, and I can basically insta-hit a lot of things as well. As you can see, most of these things do basically not even get anywhere near me. I believe the daggers and everything else can get near me. However, for the slingshots, they honestly can't get anywhere close. So that's really good. The spears are actually pretty strong. I feel like when you do start this game and you go into that first level 1 zone, those spears might give you a little bit of trouble when you are first attacking them. However, if you do choose to use the staff, honestly, you'll progress through this game really quickly. So yeah, I would always recommend starting out with a staff. Just based on my own personal experience, there might be something else better to start out with. It's probably better as well to just go off and watch some videos somewhere. But just based off my personal experience, the staff has been really OP. So yeah, I'm just constantly using the staff right now. And as you can see, yeah, basically we're doing this really easily. You can use other equipment as well, like say you are a sword and a shield. It'll be much harder to go through this, I think, just based on the fact that how close some of these things get. As you can see though, this staff really does a lot of damage, 70 damage and 69 and 66 I believe, to most of these things. Once you get down to a certain amount of enemies as well, it does actually highlight where they are, even through the walls, which is really good, just so then you're not getting stuck and stuff. As you can see right now, I'm actually on the complete opposite side of these, so I need to actually come around to get these. And there is also things in the map as well that can damage you, like these spikes. You can see they do damage you. Also the fire, like the campfires and stuff. You might have seen it before when that goblin came over to me and it came like up with an orange 2. That basically meant it was getting fire damage. So as you can see, if I go over this now, I get set on fire and I'll slowly take damage whilst that fire's on me. So yeah, you don't want to be stepping in the fire. You do want to be making sure that you are looking at your surroundings and things. But yeah, this game's really cool. I will show off some more classes as well in other videos. However, just for the simplicity of this video, I am just going to use the staff because it is so good. And these spells as well, like this fireball thing that I'm using, are not exclusive to the staff, I don't believe. You can use this with any class and things. The spells down on like the 1, 2 and 3 key are literally for every single class. They're not class based, I don't believe. Maybe like some of them might be, some like the stronger stuff. But yeah, from what I've seen so far, they're not class based, which is pretty cool. And yeah, we're getting to the end of it now. We have 14 enemies left. And yeah, there's actually one really sad thing about this. If we kill this goblin here and this one over here and just quickly kill this one too without them attacking me, there's actually these goblins, which are like the baby goblins. As you can see, if you come over to them, they actually start cowering in fear. But you have to kill them to progress. So yeah, honestly, kind of depressing, but it is still, you know, you don't want any goblins coming back in the future to haunt you. So yeah, it's better off to just kind of get rid of them now rather than later. But yeah, we're getting off to the last enemy now, and as you can see, we have just finished the main part of this. However, there's still one thing left to do, and that is the boss fight. And as you can see, this music is really good. I love the music. Now, these things do get harder and harder. As you can see, I just got absolutely whacked there for half of my damage just off of one attack. And what you want to do is, yeah, I've just died. Good thing we're not on hardcore, otherwise I would have literally just finished that already. But yeah, as you can see, these things get really difficult to take out at times. So you have to be really good at knowing how to dodge in things. You have to avoid those like kind of red zones. And thankfully for me, I actually got one of these spells. I guess you can say it's a spell, it's more of like a skill to actually roll away. And what it does is it basically makes me immune to all damage. Now it does actually have quite a long cooldown of 8 seconds, so sometimes I can't use it. There is also this dash thing, as you can see, but sometimes it doesn't quite work properly, which is really sad. But yeah, we're getting really close now to actually killing this thing, so let's just see. We have to just keep avoiding these red areas, otherwise we're going to die again. Let's get really close, come on. There we go, we finally got it. Okay, so thankfully we only managed to die once. We also got our staff master up to level 10 as well, which is really good. We're going to claim this loot real quick, and sadly it's only commons. You can actually see what they're going to be by the colour of them, but we do get commons, but we also get some pretty cool clothing as well. We get a mask, and also I think it's like a Robin Hood kind of looking clothing. We got 82 kills, we did nearly 10,000 damage. We actually took 388 damage as well, which is honestly kind of sad, to be honest. And you can also heal yourself as well. I did have a healing potion, but I didn't use it because you do respawn if you're not on hardcore. However, for those potions, you definitely need to use them when you are on hardcore and stuff like that. So yeah, but we're going to go back into the lobby now. Hopefully it doesn't take too long to load in. It shouldn't do, but yeah. Alright, so we've just finished that dungeon and we are now back in the lobby, as you can see. And if we press tab to open up our inventory, we can actually see all of the new loot. So we got this mask, if you remember, which is an eye mask, and it actually gives you plus 14 weapon damage and another 8% on your crit chance as well, which is always really good. A mask to keep your identity hidden, good for doing crime, but doing crime isn't good, which is great advice. And we also got this hunter's tunic as well, which actually gives us 4 defense and also another plus 30 health as well, and 11 on our ranged weapon and 11% on our attack damage, which is way better than this bandolier. So we're going to go ahead and actually swap these two out right now, which is going to be really good. As you can see though, I do have a cosmetic item on. If we actually change over down here where it says cosmetic tab, click the little circle, as you can see I have this silver adventurer gear. It was like 1,500 Aya gems, so I may as well did it. But as you can see, it's just a random cosmetic. It doesn't actually have any sort of stats, it's just completely cosmetic. So yeah, if you do want to have all your stats, you have to be able to come into this one here. But yeah, we've now got another plus 30 health compared to the plus 10, as well as 4 defense as well, so it's a little bit of armor on there as well. And if we do compare this one, the skull cap plus 8 damage and plus 8 attack speed, to the eye mask, wherever the eye mask on there it is, to the plus 14. So yeah, it's going to be doing a little bit more damage for us as well. We're going to look a little bit strange, I think. But maybe we can actually go ahead and put the cap on as a cosmetic, maybe. Is it going to let us? Sadly not, we do have to actually use the Game Pass. So if they do have any stats on them, you have to actually have the Custom Plus Game Pass to be able to use them on the cosmetic side, which isn't too bad. But yeah, you can also see all of your class levels. So as you can see, I've been overusing the staff right now. For every like 15 levels, you get a little of a boost as well. So level 15 gives you plus 10 spell power. And then for level 30, you get another plus 3 on your crit chance as well, which is pretty cool. And I haven't unlocked any others, any classes right now, just for the simple fact that this staff is really good for the dungeons that I'm doing right now. However, if you do want to do things like endless and things like that, like really hard dungeons, you're probably going to need to actually get some sort of strategy and some sort of party coming in as well. When you do actually do open lobbies, the enemies do get a little bit stronger, because as you can see, I was one hitting most of those enemies, or at least 2 hitting them. However, the more players you have, the more health they actually gain. So you are going to have to basically get stronger and stronger when you are getting a party up, and you're going to have to all work together to kill the enemies basically. But yeah, it's a really cool game, and I will definitely make sure to do more videos on this in the future. And once I learn this game a little bit more, I will do my tips and tricks and stuff. But yeah, this game is really cool. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.